All right. First, we have some facts about Straya.
Oh, good.
Or Australia, as non-Strayans call it. I went to Australia, and it was very nice. And I had a very nice time. It was very cool in Australia. Realistically, like actually cool. It was cooler than it was here for a couple days. And I had to buy a sweater, or as Australians call them.
Step forward on your
jumpers.
mark. They're going to get angry. Got there.
Got there. Sorry, tech. Yeah, Australian for sweater is jumper. I don't know why. The thing. Car trunks are called boots.
What?
Car trunks are called boots. And, like, sandals are, well, this might be more of a New Zealand thing, is like, flip-flops or thongs are called jandals down there, and that might be more of a New Zealand thing.
That's a new thing.
Jandals are great.
I've not heard that before.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, apparently the British call them jumpers as well.
Same with the boot.
Melbourne, as Melbourne is actually correctly pronounced. You take out all of those extra vowels and you throw them in the trash. It was once the third largest city in the British Empire. It has about 4 million people today and is incredibly dense. There are 24 million Australians, and most of them live in cities. It's not like Canada where you have smaller or mid-sized cities. Melbourne has 4 million people in it, making it bigger than Vancouver, which is Canada's third largest city. Let's see.
Vancouver's the third?
Yep.
Vancouver's the third largest city.
Second. First is Toronto.
Second is Montreal.
Montreal. Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, now everybody's learning facts.
Everybody learns.
Melbourne. Jandals are Kiwi slang, so there you go. Let's see.
Wait, so how does Melbourne spell Melbourne?
With all of the letters, except most of them are silent.
Oh, so they spell it the same way that we see it on a map, but they just pronounce it without
Melbourne.
any of those. Yeah, all right.
Yes, you can tell that if you're not an Australian and you say Melbourne, they'll be like, "Whoa, you're not from
Dumbass.
around here."
Yeah.
But they'll also know because you have an accent.
Yeah, that's true.
When you go to Australia and you're Canadian, you have a funny accent, and many people will comment on it. And they'll say you sound more Canadian than you normally do. And I'll be like, this is the same Canadian I always sound.
Yeah.
What you're hearing is Canadian in a vacuum. All right, let's see. What else do I know about Straya? They are extremely... the most dangerous spider in Straya is actually the jumping spider, not because it is poisonous or large or particularly scary, but because it likes to hide in cars behind the visors and pop out at you while you are driving. This is a true fact that many people told me independently. The only spider I saw in Straya was a jumping spider in a car, and I said to our guy who's driving us, our friend Nick, who's punk rock zoologist in our chat, I was like, there is a brown spider back here. Is that poisonous? I've been told things about your spiders. And we identified what kind of spider it was, and then he pulled over on the side of the road so we could shoo it outside. And I very gingerly pushed it out the window and rolled down the window and shoot it out, and was very gentle because it wasn't a poisonous spider. It hadn't done anything wrong, and as soon as it was outside I rolled back up the window, and I'm pretty sure I crushed it between the window and the door frame. But the thought that counts is another thing I learned while I was in Australia. Yeah, all of these Australians are basically like, yep, jumping spiders most dangerous. Koalas are adorable, and they are not stoned. Eucalyptus leaves do not make them stoned. They want the...
Is that a thing that people believe?
Yes. There's a persistent urban myth, and boy, can I tell you that the zookeepers at the Healesville Sanctuary wanted you to know that eucalyptus leaves do not make koalas stoned. It was on all of the interpretive signage, and they gave it in a talk on koalas.
Okay,
I assume it's just all the weed they smoke.
Yes. They are stoned because of marijuana.
Yeah.
It is the pot. Okay, so since they eat eucalyptus leaves, does that mean that their farts smell like cough drops?
I didn't sniff any koala farts. I'll have to get back to you.
What was the...
Time.
Why did you even go to Australia?
I did touch a kangaroo.
Oh, okay.
We're
So
at the
1 out of
zoo.
2 ain't bad.
Permission?
Well, we're at the zoo, and there's two types of... There's a kangaroo island kangaroo, which is smaller and lazier and browner than the regular kangaroo, which are not as big as you'd think they are. Like, the males are like James size, but most kangaroos are like this tall if they're not standing up, which they very rarely do. And they were very friendly. They'd nuzzle you through the very low, safe, enclosure. It was one of those enclosures where you are sort of in one giant cage and they're just behind a low wall they could get over if they felt like it, but they were more interested in sleeping. Let's see, other Australian facts. I'm running pretty low. I went to St. Kilda, and we were right by the beach, and I was like, maybe I can take myself into the water and go to the beach because it's Straya. And they're like, oh, we don't swim in the sea. that's stupid. Why would you do that? It's like you literally live next to a warm ocean. They're like, yeah, but why? It's not that hot out. It was 28 degrees Celsius when I said that, and they're like, no, it's like 46 in like late spring. And so I went, wow, I'm never coming back here any other time of year. And that's it. Those are all my Straya facts.